Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. So on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So let me talk with you a bit more about Jadon Sancho. So Jadon Sancho does want to make a move to Manchester United. Now obviously a lot of Manchester United fans expected Jadon Sancho to be officially announced today. Obviously, no, that is not the case. But I'm still very convinced that we can get Jadon Sancho on the board. Reportedly, he has been in a WhatsApp group with some of our Manchester United players. Now, Borussia Dortmund have already set their deadline for the sale of Jadon Sancho. Obviously, they said we've got until the 10th of August to sign the player. And Borussia Dortmund have said that we must complete a deal for Jadon Sancho before their flight out to Switzerland next week for their pre-season games. Now, Fabrizio Romano, who is a very reliable Italian journalist, he came out earlier on this week and he had said that Jadon Sancho has agreed personal terms with Manchester United, and it did say he's set to sign a 5-year contract with the football club worth around £340,000 a week. But no fee has yet come to an agreement. And like I've said, throughout the course of the Jadon Sancho transfer saga, it's been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block. Because Borussia Dortmund have said several times that they do want over £100 million for the player. And we have said we are not willing to meet what Borussia Dortmund are demanding. Now, Borussia Dortmund have said that they do want £108 million. Reportedly, we will pay this in 3 annual instalments. But obviously, we're looking to pay around £60 or £70 million up front. I do believe Borussia Dortmund want around, £90 million up front. There was reports coming out earlier on this week saying that the Jadon Sancho deal could be off, and it said we threatened to walk away from the deal because of Borussia Dortmund's asking price, and it also said that talks had broken down. Don't forget the Borussia Dortmund CEO, he came out recently and denied that Manchester United were in advanced talks to sign Jadon Sancho. But if we do get him on the board, he will be our most expensive signing, and he will be the most expensive English player in history. I think, Jadon Sancho has endured 3 good years with Borussia Dortmund. I think throughout the course of this season, he has scored 20 goals and provided 20 assists in 40-odd games in all competitions. Jadon Sancho has still got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022. Borussia Dortmund did pay around £8 million in from Man City. So it was, Borussia Dortmund got him for next to nothing. But analyse his performances in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. And Borussia Dortmund is the 3rd club in his playing career. Don't forget, before he was at Dortmund, he endured 2 years at Man City. The main explanation why he left Manchester City is because he did not get any first-team opportunities. And before he was at Manchester City, he was at Watford. And he was at Watford for several years. We will sign Jadon Sancho, I think, in this summer transfer window. We've already promised him that he will be our next number 7. Obviously, we have got number 7 vacant at the moment. But, we have had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. Don't forget, we have been looking at quite a few alternatives to Jadon Sancho. The other week it said we inquired about getting Kingsley Coman on loan from Bayern Munich if we don't get Sancho. We've looked at Rabbi Matondo from Schalke. We've also looked at Thiago Almeida. We looked at Ferran Torres before from Valencia. We've also looked at Ousmane Dembele. But I think Borussia Dortmund have come to accept the fact that Jadon Sancho does want to leave. So Borussia Dortmund are now in the market looking for replacements for him. They've recently looked at Memphis Depay from Lyon. They've looked at Jonathan Eacock from Lille. They've also looked at Solsjaker from Werder Bremen. But Borussia Dortmund have let quite a few of their players go to the Premier League in recent years. There's also players that they've let go who didn't, go to the Premier League. But I've outlined the reasons why I want Sancho at Manchester United is because he's well proven in the Premier League. He's also got a very, very good friendship with Rashford, and he is predominantly a right winger, and he is only the age of 20. But if we sign Sancho, it will be the signing of the summer, definitely. But, he will be our first signing in this summer transfer window, and he'll be our 5th permanent signing overall under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. But Sancho is not enough. We need more signings in Jadon Sancho if we are to be title contenders for next season. I believe we need around 3 more signings after we have completed the signing of Sancho. Definitely in that. So that is, the news on him. I just want to give you some breaking news regarding Idrissa Gueye from PSG because reports were coming out a few days ago from League 10 Sport saying that Manchester United are planning to put a bid in for Idrissa Gueye. It also mentions that Wolves are interested in him. Now, Idrissa Gueye has so far endured 1 season with PSG. He has got a contract with PSG until 2023. PSG did pay around £30 million for him from Everton, was it last summer? He endured, was it a few years with Everton? I think he endured like 3 years with Everton, so he is well proven in the Premier League. When he was at Everton, he did quite well. I thought his hold-up play was very, very good, and he can break up the play very, very well. I think Idrissa Gueye is in his late 20s or early 30s, if I'm right. Everton actually got him from Aston Villa at the time. I think Everton did pay just over £7 million for him. When he was at Villa, I don't really know. I didn't really watch him at Villa, but I know Villa paid around £9 million for him to get him from Lille. So now Idrissa Gueye is another player on our agenda. I also want to give you the breaking news on Anthony Martial. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said that he has got a lot of faith in Anthony Martial, reflecting on his good run of performances. Martial, did score the winner in our 2-1 win against Lask, come off the bench. Martial has enjoyed a very, very good season for Manchester United. He scored 23 goals in all competitions this season. I think he scored like 51 goals in the Premier League. Don't forget he did score a hat-trick in our 3-0 win against Sheffield United. And that was his first senior hat-trick for the club. And that was he became the first player to score a hat-trick for Man United since Robin van Persie back in 2012. But Martial's enjoyed 2 good years at the football club. He's done well throughout the course of this season under Solskjaer, and he also did very, very well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. We did pay £36 million for Anthony Martial from Monaco, but this has been his 5th season at the football club. But throughout the course of this season, Anthony Martial has been playing in that number 9, so he has been playing centrally, and I think Manchester United will keep him in that central position. But like I've said to there has been a lot of players on our agenda and that, But I've got to say, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has exceeded expectations in his first full season at the football club, because obviously, we got qualification for the Champions League. We also finished 3rd. And don't forget as well, we did progress to 2 semi-finals. We got to the Carabao Cup semi-final, or should I say the EFL Cup semi-final. And we also progressed to the FA Cup semi-final. So I think Solskjaer, did very, very well in his first full season at the club. Because don't forget, earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. At that point, Solskjaer was very, very close. He was very, very close to getting sacked as Manchester United manager. But obviously, he didn't. And I give you the main explanations why Solskjaer didn't get sacked as Manchester United manager. But obviously, Solskjaer is aware that next season is the big test for him. and he knows next season he has got bigger expectations to exceed. Our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title because, like I said, we have been inconsistent in the last 7 years. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season, and we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. As it stands at the moment, we are the most successful team in Premier League history because obviously, we have won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier League titles, but I'm hopeful that we can win a title under Solskjaer, and if we can do this, it will be our 21st title in total. But it is obviously, a long rebuilding process. And I said to you, didn't I, even if we hadn't got qualification for the Champions League, I said, Solskjaer still would have been at Man United for next season because it is a transition period, and it has been a transition period for a while. But I do believe we are going to recruit well in this summer transfer window, because obviously we've got qualification for the Champions League. And when you've got qualification for the Champions League, obviously, you are going to attract players to the elite level. But, Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up because there's still deficiencies in the squad. Solskjaer has said he wants to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. Woodward did say when we have completed the signing of Sancho, he wants Man United to make 3 more signings and that. But Solskjaer did say, didn't he, at the start of his managerial tenure, he wants to make around 9 signings at Manchester United. He agreed this with Mike Phelan, and so far Solskjaer's made 4 permanent signings at the football club and spent just over £200 million. Our transfer budget has been revealed. We have got around £140 million to spend in this summer transfer window. But obviously, we're going to sell players in this summer transfer window, so obviously, our transfer budget will increase. But there's big decisions to be made in this summer transfer window of obviously, what players we're going to recommend in, and obviously, what players we are going to get rid of and that. I have an idea, of the players we are going to get rid of in this summer transfer window. I give you the news on Jesse Lingard. Reportedly now Manchester United have put him up for sale, and reportedly Everton are interested in him. Also to Delors, I think we're going to sell him in this summer transfer window. According to recent reports, Everton are interested in him, and Everton are looking to get him for around £10 million. Rojo, I think he wants to remain at Estudiantes, but I think we need to get rid of Rojo permanently anyway. He's recently had a private chat with Solskjaer. I think we also need to get rid of Andres Pereira because I don't think he's good enough to represent the football club, and he doesn't get his chances now anyway. Some United fans, have said that we need to get rid of Juan Mata. But I think, Juan Mata will be at Manchester United for next season because he still does make an impact when he does get his opportunities. So players are going to leave Man United in this summer transfer window. But like I've said, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. Also, too, Solskjaer's got a goalkeeping decision to make. David De Gea has been our number 1 for several years, but I don't think he should be our number 1 for next season. I think, we need to make Dean Henderson our number 1 for next season because Dean Henderson has now got that experience behind him because he's enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United and that. So he's definitely, got a goalkeeping decision to make. But Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson is not ready, to become our number 1 goalkeeper. But on the other side of things, he said that he expects Dean Henderson to be England's and Man United's number 1 goalkeeper in the future and that. But I'm just very, very delighted, that Solskjaer proved his critics wrong because I was very, very critical of Solskjaer earlier on in the season, and so too were a lot of Manchester United fans. But this summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager. It really, really is. And we've seen signings already made. Chelsea, signed Hakim Ziyech back in February for around 37-38 million. They signed Werner for around £48 million. Chelsea now looking to get Havertz. They're also looking to get Ben Chilwell. They're also looking to get a goalkeeper to replace Kepa Arrizabalaga. City have signed a couple of players. They signed Ferran Torres from Valencia recently. They signed Nathan Ake from Bournemouth, and I think they also signed another player. Also, to Arsenal want to do recruitment. Tottenham want to do some recruitment. Daniel Levy doesn't like to spend money. Liverpool are looking to make one or two signings to continue their dominance up. Leicester, they'll also want to make some signings. So, there you go. But I think Man United are probably going to make around 2 or 3 signings in this summer transfer window. This is what I do expect. But like I said, Solskjaer has been at Manchester United now over a year and a half. And I think he's been permanent Manchester United manager for around 16 or 16 and a half months. And I have taken positives from his tenure so far. I think definitely our recruitment has improved under him, because we have been criticised for several years, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. We've also been criticised for overpaying for players. I think throughout the course of this season, Solskjaer promoted the youth very, very well. Our record against the top 6 sides was very, very good. I think Solskjaer's decision making has slightly improved as well. But I've seen improvements under Solskjaer. I've seen a lot of improvements since January, because we're unbeaten in our last 14 league games. We haven't lost in the league since that defeat to Burnley back in January. Don't forget as well, went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea beating us in the FA Cup semi-final. But Solskjaer's been here for quite a while now, and he has learned quite a lot at Man United. I think he now knows his best formation. He also knows his best 11. He made a lot of rotation earlier on in the season, but that was reflected on the injuries that Man United had. But there was 5 games in a row in the Premier League when he went with the same team, and that was the first time we'd done that since February 1993, so that was a good 27 years ago now. And Solskjaer has now got that managerial experience behind him. Obviously, Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Obviously, before he was with us, he was at Molde. Won a few titles with Molde, so did quite well. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. Obviously, he enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. I think he managed around 29 games for Cardiff, but the main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated and that. But when we give Solskjaer the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract at the football club worth around £7.5 million a year. And I think now Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left on his contract at Manchester United. But like I said, there is positives to take from his tenure. But like I said, we haven't only been critical of the managers we've had over the last 7 years. We've had, obviously, a lot of problems with the club's ownership with the Glazers. We've also had a lot of problems with Ed Woodward. The Glazers have been with Man United since 2005, and Ed Woodward's been with us since 2012. We've also had a lot of problems with the club's board and that. But, we have sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho on that. And like I said to you before, we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. And we've also made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that's one of the main explanations why we have been inconsistent. Don't forget, in the last 7 years, we have spent close to the £1 billion range on players, and we've recruited over 30 odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. But like I've said to you, we haven't dominated English football since the Ferguson era. Ferguson did enjoy 26, 27 years at Manchester United. Enjoyed over 20 odd years of success. Didn't settle in straight away, Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years. But won a total of 38 major honours under Ferguson, including 13 Premier League titles. And like I mentioned before, I don't think anyone will replicate Ferguson's legacy at the club. And I don't think anyone will last as long as Alex Ferguson did. But I think we can get back being competitive under, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is, something that... This is something, I do believe, But, yeah, something, I really, really do believe. Like I've said, Man United are not only going to get rid of players we're not only going to get rid of players permanently this summer transfer window, we're going to also loan some players out, obviously. Now, I think we're going to loan Tahith Chon out. I give you the news on Tahith Chon this morning. Possibly going to loan James Garner out. Possibly going to loan Dylan Levitt out. I think we're also going to loan Daniel James out because towards the end of the season, quite frankly, Daniel James was not getting his opportunities because Mason Greenwood was getting there ahead of him. Some people say, we need to loan Alex Tuanzebe and Fosu Mensah out and that. But, yeah. And like I said, our focus now is the Europa League. Obviously, we are into the quarterfinals of the Europa League. It is our 27th European quarterfinal. We are emerged as the favourites to win the Europa League, but I'm hopeful that we can win the Europa League because if we do, it will be our first trophy under the Ole Gunnar Solsjaker era and our first trophy in over 3 years. Solskjaer said us winning the Europa League anyway is the next step, and we've got Copenhagen on Monday in the quarter-final. Solskjaer probably will make changes in that game from the 2-1 win against Lask. Maybe, he will start more key players in that. But, we shall see. But definitely, the Europa League is a priority for Manchester United. Like I said as well, we've extended a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended into the football club. But we've still got around 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. So we've still got to make a decision on those 8 players. But there you go. But Solskjaer did recently say, didn't he? We're not in no rush to do early transfer business in this summer transfer window and that. But I think we're going to definitely get the players that we want. Obviously, yesterday I give you the news regarding Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba is now staying at the football club and he's happy at Man United according to Fabrizio Romano, and I think we'll end up getting a new long-term contract at the club to end the uncertainty over his future. Earlier on today I give you the news regarding Gueye. Reportedly, we've offered the chance for AC Milan to sign Eric Bailly because obviously Eric Bailly isn't getting in the team much, and plus he is very, very, injury prone. So, there you go. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.